No? Okay. Maybe Achyut, Gauri, and all, you know very well our schools. All those are present. The new students, five of them. I don't know what is their opinion since we didn't get them to talk. Okay. The rest of them, everyone knows what is going to be the thing. Clear? That's okay. Fine. Uh, tell me what answer you got last. I told you to complete it. Did you all do, or you're waiting for me to do it and give you? Huh? Achud did not do. Huh?
I did, ma'am.
You did not do.
I did. I did.
Ah, you did. Very good. Okay. Atul, what was your answer? So every time I'm asking Achud
2i
this.
cap plus 12j cap plus 10k cap.
Atul, your voice has some problem. Or every time when I ask you very feeble voice, your answer I get. Why? Okay. Repeat once again, my dear. Repeat.
2i cap 12j cap plus 10k cap.
Ah, correct. Have you all got that? Ah. If you those who did not get, go and do and then do. I will not do it for you. Okay, that's all. So remaining problems I will send through you mail, and 3 chapters notes also I will be sending you today, and the problems of this chapter. And work and energy not have many problems. Okay, so that's little light chapter. And now we are moving on to final chapter of the volume 1, that is gravitation. And it is not something new for you. You have learned in 10th standard. Okay? You remember the chapter gravitation. So, Nandana, can you tell me what do you mean by gravitational force in your terms? What
The
do you
force
understand?
that acts downwards pulls you towards
Yes.
the earth.
Yeah. The force which is acted towards the earth, or actually, so far in 9th standard, we have learned like that. That is, gravitational force is the force due to gravity. But that is not the true. Yes, earth is having gravitational force, sun is have gravitational force, but actually gravitational force is a fundamental forces in nature. So in that we have learned in the beginning of the chapter, I taught you all the 4 type of forces, and it is just to mention it is an attractive force between any objects. It's not only between earth and you, it's not only about moon and the earth, it is not only about sun and planets. Every one of you attract one another. That means suppose you are sitting on your place, there's a table, chair, book, pen, every object around you. You are attracting. At the same time, they also attract you, but you don't feel it. You don't feel it. Why we don't feel that? Can you give me any reason? Why don't we feel the attraction between the objects surrounded in your place? See, Hari, are you saying something? Because you have got highlighted. Yeah? What's your idea? Gayatri, what's your idea about it? You are attracting objects and objects are attracting you, but you don't feel it. Why? Why it's so?
It depends on the mass, ma'am.
Yeah, mass is different. That's one thing. That means one point is correct. The mass is different. Mass is different means your mass and earth mass. Because we all are on the surface of the earth. So what will happen to you? When you try to attract, suppose this is our earth. We all are on the top of the earth. And around you, there are so many objects around you. Now, let us consider this is A object, this is B object, it is C object. Now, A tried to attract B. By Newton's third law, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction force. So, B also attracts A. Similarly, A attracts C and B also attracts C. At the same time, C attracts B and C also attracts A. So there's a mutual attraction because of Newton's third law, but we don't feel it. That whenever you try to move according to your attraction, Earth has a more mass. So Earth will pull every object with same force. Okay, so if you are Earth, A, B, C, D, all are there. So A move towards Earth, B move towards Earth, C move towards Earth, and D move towards Earth. Therefore, the attractive force between A and B, A and C, B and C, C and D, everything become negligible. Why? Whenever they both try to come together, A and B come together, by the time C is trying to pull the B and A is trying to pull C, but whenever they wanted to move, at the same time, Earth is pulling everyone towards the Earth. So this is the concept so far we have learned. We didn't think about attraction between the objects. We only think about Earth and we. It's not like that. Every object attract, but one reason of we are not feeling it, mass of the Earth is more than any object in the universe. Universe means on the surface of the Earth, trees, construction, buildings, whatever we have, that mass is not equal to mass of the Earth. Second reason, Newton's third law. Second reason is Newton's third law. For every action force, there is an equal and opposite reaction force. Therefore, we are experiencing a balanced force. So that is why instead of entering inside the Earth, instead of entering inside the Earth, we are safe on the surface of the Earth. Suppose only Earth gravitational force is remaining in the universe, every object may be towards the center. That means you should be inside the part of the Earth. But that's not happening. One is all type of resistive forces. Another reason, Newton's third law. So resistive forces actually comprises of Newton's third law. For every action, equal and opposite reaction force. So every object in the universe attract each other. So that is about the peculiar feature of the gravitational force. In small classes, we are only talking about Earth gravity. It is not only Earth. We also have our own attractive force depending upon our mass. Depending upon our mass. That is why you can pull small objects than you. Yeah? Small objects cannot pull, but you can pull the small objects than you. Okay? And Newton's third law. Suppose you are having a force of 100 Newton. You have a table near you. Table has a force of 50 Newton. So, table is trying to pull you with the same 50 Newton. But you are of double of it. Okay? But table is not moving. You are sitting on the table. Your coat is near the places. It's not moving towards you because attractive forces. So one is I told you mass of the Earth. Another reason, Newton's third law I said. If table is trying to pull you with the 50 Newton, even you have 100 Newton, you are trying to pull the table in opposite direction with the same 50 Newton. Even you have 100 Newton, you don't require that. Why? The total mass of the object is less for table. So how much table is pulling you, that much force only you have to apply on table. That is why Newton's third law, equal and opposite. Since because of this, that also reason for not feeling attractive force between you and the objects around you. Okay, so understood. So if you say that, how do you attract the objects? You attracting objects with the same force, we can say. Whatever force that object has, with that same force only you also pull it. Suppose you and the table has two different masses. It is fully depending upon both of you. Yeah, so that's what Newton has proved it with that this concept with the help of an equation and the statement of gravitational. I think you remember in 9th standard you have learned, so that must have forgotten now. So let us see, don't write, I'll tell you what to write. Okay, just under this and all. introduction part. Gravitation is the natural phenomenon by physical bodies attract each other. So that is the real concept. Gravitation is a natural phenomenon. It's a phenomenon. Even it is a force, it is a gravitational force is the force. And that applying force, that phenomenon is known as gravitation. The phenomenon is known as gravitation. Applying the force is known as gravitational forces. So gravitation is a natural phenomenon by physical bodies attraction each other. Okay. And this has been discovered by Newton, you know it. But before Newton, so many scientists have studied. But due to the communication, lack of communication, Newton came in 18th century. So before Newton, our Aryabhatta, he is a Rishi. He was a Rishi years back. Okay, he was not in 18th century. Before, but Aryabhatta also discovered gravitation that time. Then Galileo Galilei is another scientist. He also discovered gravitation before Newton. Then there was a Ptolemy, another scientist. Ptolemy also lived, if I say, Ptolemy lived after the death of the Christ, that much, AD something like that, AD 5 or 6 or something. Then there was a Copernicus. So these are the scientists. Already they have told that there is a gravitational force. But in those days, it's a history, especially Ptolemy and Copernicus, even Galileo Galilei, they have been killed for doing this kind of discoveries. Because in those days, if I say about some little history regarding Christian church, yeah. So those times, if they belong to European country, those time Christian church was very, very strong in those European regions. And according to the Pope and Emperor, that is Count and Countess, all those was under church. So whenever Ptolemy, all this Galileo Galilei has been, were telling that earth is round, earth is rotating, earth is not flat. So they believed earth was flat, but Galileo Galilei, Ptolemy and all these people have proved that earth is not flat, it is round and it is rotating and all that. But they did not believe. They said it is the belief against religious belief. And the story said that Galileo Galilei has been killed in the prison or something. Before that, Ptolemy was the one, he has got a very brutal death. He has been burned to death alive because of propagating this one. Burned to death alive by the church. So olden times, history of the church is not so good. After death of the Christ, there was a lot of power politics. So in those days also that kind of things. And afterwards, when Newton came, that was 18th century, education developed, more communication came, more advanced science. That is the time it has been said that church was wrong, and Pope and all people has asked sorry for whatever bad things they have done in those times. Okay, so that's a history, 18th, 17th century. But at the same time, Newton was told as the father of this gravitation and all. The reason that whenever you discovered something, you need to prove it with the help of maths. So Galileo Galilei and all other people cannot prove it. So that is why that gravitation did not come in their name. Okay, but it came in the name of Isaac Newton. So Isaac Newton proved that. So we are only telling the story of apple is falling on Isaac Newton. Before that already it is found, but he has propagated. So how he proved it, that is what we are going to learn. Okay, so according to Newton's law of gravitation, every object attract each other in the universe with the force directly proportional to product of their masses. Directly proportional to product of the masses of two objects, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So he has proved with this equation So Newton said that every object in the universe attract each other with the force which is directly proportional to product of the two masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Okay, and in order to prove that, he is the one who calculated the value of g into 9.8 meter per second square. That is acceleration due to gravity. The value has been found by Newton, 9.8 meter per second square. Now, what do you mean by directly proportional? If mass increases, gravitational force increases. What do you mean by inversely proportional? If distance increases, the gravitational force decreases. And combining these both concepts, we got the equation. That is what we have learned in 9th standard. That is gravitational force is equal to Gm1 m2 by d square. Or in some books, it is also represented in terms of R also. D square, R square, both are same. Why the R come when you think about earth and you? This is between any two objects, table and chair, you and chair. So that is why it is D. But between earth and
Radius.
you, radius, yeah. Between earth and you are on the surface of the earth. You are on the surface of the earth. Therefore, attractive force of earth is from the center to where you are. Where you are. So that is why radius term is come. Clear? So depending upon the situation, we can use. This is between any two objects. Okay. But this is between into the earth and any object on the surface. And we also can represent same equation little more modified in terms of mass of the earth. So you can write in terms of mass of the earth, in terms of mass of the earth and radius, gravitational force F also is equal to G capital M small m divided by capital R square. Little more we modified the same equation. G capital M into M divided by R square. So where? What is capital M? Capital M is the mass of the earth. Small m is mass of any object. Mass of any object. And capital R is the radius of the earth. So we can use any equations. So since earth and any object, usually because our derivations and all in terms of this. So that is why. There is no different meaning of it. Same equation. Now what is G? So whenever you change a proportional, we use a proportionality constant. So G is a proportionality constant and we call it as gravitational constant. We call it as G is known as universal constant of gravitation or gravitational constant. Sorry. That is value is this 6.67 into 10 to the power of minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Sometimes we can make it 6.67 into 6.7. We can make it for a 1 decimal, and then it's become 6.7 into 10 to the power of minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. So that is known as gravitational constant. That means F is directly proportional to mass and inversely proportional to square of the distance between the objects. And in your textbook, Kepler's laws of planetary motion is there. That is deleted for you. You don't have to study that. So I started from after Kepler's laws of planetary motion. Okay, so that is not there for you. So if you look at there, why ma'am, why I did not teach you, this is the reason it is not for you. Now we will learn some of the terms which is related with gravitation. Okay. In case of gravitation also we have superposition principle, we have mass, density of the earth, all that. Okay. Now first we are learning how Newton have found out the value of 9.8. Okay, how he discovered the value of 9.8. And this is, before we go to that, these are the implications, importance or implications of gravitational force, rotation of the earth around the sun, you know. So I just reread it. You don't have to much serious. Rotation of the earth around the sun, moon around the earth. These all are the important significance of universal law of gravitation. Then tides, you know, the high tide and the low tide. High tide and low tide in the sea, twice in a day. It happens as a result of universal law of gravitation. Okay. What is the reason for tides? The reason for tide is the force of attraction between earth and the moon. So we have high tide and low tide. So high tide means water level rises above from the sea level. That happens at 12 o'clock noon. 12 o'clock noon and the midnight 12 o'clock. These are the two times high tides in the sea. That means water level rises up. Why? That is the time the moon comes little more closer to the earth. Okay. At afternoon 12 o'clock, when the sun is on or overhead, that is the time the moon comes little more closer to above the surface of the earth, and it try to attract the earth. So you know earth is a massive object. Earth is a massive object. So moon tried to pull the earth, but earth cannot move. I already told you. But there is little effect due to that closeness. Water is lighter than solid surfaces or solid objects. So water is lighter and the density is less. That's the reason high tide time water level rises. It moves upwards and our sea become violent during at noon, 12 o'clock and midnight, 12 o'clock. Okay, these are the times high tides formed, and low tide is formed between 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening. 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening, and early morning 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So in that time, the sea level go down. Even morning you have seen water in some of the beach. But between 3 and 6, if you go to the beach, the water which was in the morning must have gone to the deep part of the sea. At that time, some of the places like Mumbai, you know, Mumbai is very, so many beaches are there. In Mumbai, you can even walk on the sea, because there won't be water around. You can walk around 10 kilometers inside the sea without without sinking in the water. There won't be a water at all. You can walk, you can collect the shells and some things and all. So while I was doing B.Ed, we have gone for picnic. That's the time we go, 3 to 6 o'clock. But before 6, you have to return back to the shore. Otherwise, water will come back. Water will come back with the maximum force to the seashore. So it happens in Mumbai. Mumbai, one of the beaches, Alibag. There only that phenomenon is very common. Okay. We can see nicely, you can watch. Very, very easy. We were visiting one fort inside the sea. There was a fort built by British people inside the sea. During that time, you can go to that fort inside the sea by walking. And then you can come back before 6 o'clock. So that's the reason. So this is some kind of natural phenomenon is there. Some effect is there. Every time, not Earth is major. So this is the time high tides are formed. Okay. And another thing, finding acceleration due to gravity, we can predict the orbits and time period of a satellite. Because of the gravitational force, Newton has discovered the value 9.8. Because of that, you can predict the orbit and time period of a satellite. That means at this now 4:30. At 4:30, at where is the position of the satellite which what we launched? Maybe PSLV or not PSLV, INSAT-2, like that. Some satellites we have launched. So you can find out the time period of that satellite at what position now. Okay, so that is also is an important significance of universal law of gravitation. Again, the same point, just for your knowledge, that is gravitational force between two masses is independent of the intervening medium. You can take the screenshot. These are the factors apart from masses and masses. Yes.
Write these points.
No, you can just take the screenshot. These are important. These points are important, but you don't waste time by writing. You take the screenshot. Okay. So these are the some important features of law of gravitation. One is gravitation force between two masses is independent of the intervening medium. Intervening medium means whether you are a solid, a liquid and gas, gravitational force does not affect. It does not depend upon it. It only depends upon the mass and then. The mutual gravitation forces between two bodies are equal and opposite. I already explained to you on the basis of Newton's third law of motion. Same point is mentioned. That means gravitational forces obey Newton's third law of motion. This is important. Please, you can take the screenshot. Another one, gravitational force is on conservative forces. Conservative forces means it does not depend upon what you called, what is conservative and non-conservative? We have learned in chapter work and energy. Anyone remember?
Conservation of mass.
No, it's not that. Do you remember? We have learned conservative and non-conservative forces in the chapter work and energy. Something it is depending is known as conservative. Something which did not depend upon is known as non-conservative. Anyone remembers that? I think up to laws of motion only you studied because of the exam. I know that. That means conservative forces does not depend upon the path. That's the meaning. So gravitational force does not depend upon the path. Non-conservative forces depend upon the path. So that is the difference. So gravitational force is on conservative forces.
Ma'am, in
Yes.
the first chapter also we learned, right?
Yeah, we learned. But detail we learned in work energy, no? Then law of gravitation holds only for point masses. So it is more satisfied condition or more applicable in cases of two different masses. For more masses, it is not easy for us to calculate the gravitational force. You can only calculate the gravitational force between two objects at a time. That's the meaning of it. Okay. It is holds only for point masses. And this, whenever between two masses, it is act like a centripetal force. Central force or gravitational force act like a centripetal force between Earth and the Sun and the planet. Earth and you. It will just act like a centripetal force. And it only depends upon radius and has no angular radiation. It does not depend upon angular radiation, nothing. It only depends upon linear radius, capital R. That's the second last point. And another one, gravitational force between two bodies is independent of the presence of other bodies. So it is only matter of attraction between two bodies every time. Even other bodies are attracting, but depending upon the masses, it will more experienced by the objects which has depend upon the masses and in distance between them. So that's all. So that is important features of law of gravitation. So these are for two marks question. Okay, important features of gravitation. Now you are coming to learn to the first term related to gravitation, acceleration due to gravity of the earth. So this is the equation we can use in order to find out the non-point. So you can write it down. Suppose a mass m is situated. Suppose a mass m is, you can just copy this. I don't have to, I just explain to you, then you copy. So first term, acceleration due to gravity, you know, the acceleration at which earth is pulling. Earth is pulling an object is known as acceleration due to gravity. The acceleration at which the earth is pulling is known as acceleration due to gravity. Then this is a condition we are considering a mass m situated outside the earth at a distance r from its center. That means just think about, this is our earth. This is the radius of the earth. You consider an object A here. So mass is situated outside the earth at a distance r from its center. Then gravitation force on the mass is actually equal to, I already told you, centripetal force. So we have the centripetal force equation, F is equal to mv by r square. And we also learned weight. Weight also can be calculated by multiplying the mass with the gravity. So F is equal to mg. So by combining this two equation, F is equal to mg, and we also have so this is the gravitational force equation. So we are combining this one and this equation, weight. Then mm got cancelled, and finally you are getting equation G is equal to gm by r square. Okay. So if you substituted the value of gravitational constant, then mass of the earth and the radius of the earth, you will get exact value of 9.8. Yes?
Ma'am, I did not understand the first line. Suppose a mass m is situated outside.
Suppose a mass m is situated outside the earth means above the surface of the earth.
Ma'am,
Clear?
like, so we can say we are outside the.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
You are outside the earth. Inside is cluster. And if we say some objects are far away from the earth, we will say above the surface of the earth. Okay. For satellite, we will say above the surface of the earth. If we will say outside the earth or at the surface of the earth. These are the two phases. So we already know gravitational force is equal to centripetal force. This also equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. Combine F is equal to mg with gravitational force equation. Small m got cancelled, and finally you are getting equation G is equal to gm by r. That means acceleration due to gravity has nothing to do with any objects. It is only depend upon mass of the earth and radius of the earth. So this is how the Newton has proved. Whatever may be the object, but acceleration due to gravity is same everywhere. But you know it, there will be little fraction difference will be there. Equator and the poles you have learned. Gravitational force is more at the poles, gravitational force at the equator. That is there because of the distance changes, but it will never be less than 9.8. Less than 9.8 means it is the range. Gravitational acceleration due to have the range between 9.5 to up to 10.5. It can be varied only within the range 9.5 to 10.4 because of depending upon earth rotation. Okay. Even you say 9.5, it is approximately equal to 9.8. Even you say 10.4, it is also approximately equal to 10. 9.8 approximately equal to 10. So that is why. But less than 9.5 and more than 10.4, then Newton's law will not satisfy in that case. But there is not much variation. Only some variations are in terms of point fraction, 9.81 or 9.79, like that only. So it doesn't affect the balance of the universe at all. So that's the meaning of it. Clear? So generally speaking, acceleration due to gravity is same for every object, but above all, because of in practical life, there is some changes only in terms of fraction changes. Why? Because of some of the resistive forces which is present in the universe. So every time like that, any quantity you study, ideal world means no resistive forces. Ideal world, everything is practicable. But in our practical world, these things have some limitations, but still approximately we consider this is that, this is that. So like that, we just continue with our studies, and on the basis only we human beings are invented so many instruments on the basis of this approximated values. Okay, so but I told you nothing is 100% efficient. That is still there. Okay. Okay, so let us go to the next term. Next term related to that, acceleration due to gravity is over. Now we are going to learn number 1. There are some big derivations that I will teach you in the next class. We won't complete. Now you can go to the next term, mass and density of the earth. Mass and density of the earth. Second term we are learning mass and density of the earth. We consider earth as a sphere. So if you want to find out density, we can find out the mass. So from equation of G, we have G is equal to gm by r square, where mass of the earth m is equal to gr square by capital G. So mass of the earth you can calculate if you know gravitation constant, radius of the earth, and small g. So that is mass of the x, this one. And if you want to know the value of radius of the earth, radius of the earth is 6,400 kilometer. That is the radius of the earth. This is also not exact value, approximate value. But when we apply this, we are getting 9.8 and all. So that's why we are. So if you substitute 9.8 into 6,400 square divided by 6.7 into 10 to the power of minus 11, you will get mass of the earth. And that is approximately equal to 6.018 into, in 9th standard you have proved all this. I don't think you must have studied 9th, no, you may skip.
Ma'am, so from this portion there will not be any questions like problems.
In which chapter?
No, in this part, mass and density of
Problems are not there, but not a
mass.
big,
Only
big
to
problem.
prove the only to prove mass of Earth.
Yes, may not be much. I will not be asking you find out the mass of the earth, find the G, not that. So we have some other questions, simple one, objective type. So this is we have learned in 9th. So that is why I am not making you to do all this. So mass of the earth, this is a standard value, 6.018 in 10 to the power of 24 kg. So we completed the mass of the earth. Now, once you know the mass, you can find out the density. What's the equation of density? What is the equation of the density we have learned? Density is equal to?
Ma'am?
Density of an object
can you
is
show
equal
last page?
Mass per volume.
No, ma'am, can you show last page?
Okay.
Finish, ma'am.
Okay. So we found out the mass. Now we are going to find the density of the earth. We have density is equal to mass by volume. We consider density as rho. And volume, we consider earth as a sphere. So what is the volume of the sphere? Do you remember the equation? Volume of the sphere. Anyone? I know all are there
4
or
by
what?
3 pi r cube.
Correct. Okay, all are there or what? I can see only 3-4 people on the board. Vidur, are you just watching? Every time you are holding your hands and sitting whenever I see you. No pen, no paper. God alone knows what's going to be. If you all get less mark, don't blame me. I am not at fault, okay? Some of you nicely skipping so many things in physics. Maybe some are sleeping also. Video is off. So I don't know whether you are there, you are eating, you are drinking tea, or you're passing some game. I don't know. I know very well. Okay. I know what is happening, but I have a limitation to make you to do that since you are not in the class. So myself, Josie sir, we all know what are the things you are playing, but we just close our eyes. That's it. Okay. Some are those are seriously, I know. Some are playing also, I know. Okay. So we can just write 4 upon 3 pi r cube. Okay, m is equal to 4 upon symbol. Take 3 up, then you will get 3m 4 pi r cube. So that's the equation to find out density. Completed, children? Now, I think you must have tired. Shall I wind up the class for you? We will go to the next. Happy. And